The school, Stockholm Film School. It's a film and acting school that was established almost 40 years ago in 1984. It's the second oldest film school in the country. The National Film School was founded in 1970. This is founded 14 years later as a reaction to the theoretical film school. So this school was founded by film workers and creatives that believed that film is a practical process, like being a carpenter or painter or a plumber. There's a lot of craftsmanship and practical work when you make a film. So the National Film School is a theoretical school where you learn the theory on how to make film, but this is a practical school. But we also believe that we need to work together, and collaboration. For the first 10 or 12 exercises, you will hear me and every teacher here talking about collaboration, collaboration. Leave your ego at the door. You cannot survive in the film industry if you can't collaborate. It doesn't matter if you're a genius, you need to be able to collaborate. Small groups. Another thing very unique about Stockholm Film School is we only accept 22 students in a class. Only 22, even if it's the international program, acting program, or practice film, the 2-year program. Why? It's because we believe to find this system of collaborating well, working together well, we need to put you in really, really small groups where you can shine and be seen and you can see others, and the teachers and everyone else in the staff also can see this. We believe if the groups are too large, people can kind of hide behind each other. But normally, if you make a film or an assignment, you're in a group of 6 to 7 people. What do we do in the film programs? You will learn the basics about cinematography. That's the person with the camera. So the camera is really important for this school. Understanding the camera, understanding how to tell a story with images. Directing. Leading a team is what a director does. We know that they instruct actors and tell them about their characters and about the scenes they're about to do. But for us, we focus a lot on how to lead a team. And of course, then how to break down a scene and make it into something that we can film together in the team. Script writing, it's not a huge part of the school, but you will write, I think 5 scripts. Every individual for the 2-year program will write 10 to 15 pages scripts. Editing is for us maybe as important as script writing. They usually say that you make your film 3 times: when you write it, when you shoot it, and when you put it together, when you edit the film. Editing is an extremely complex part of storytelling. There's a lot of stories of film that was written in one way and it ended up in a completely different way. Production is being a project manager, how to keep a budget, how to coordinate a team and lead a team so that you can successfully produce a film. Sound is, I'd say, when students start here, it's the least popular area within film, but it's the area where most people get interested at school, actually. I would say it's cinematography and sound. People that didn't know it start to see that sound design and the world of sound is fantastic, what you can do. And the same thing with cinematography. Yes, should we go a little tour of the school, Eric?
Well, we started this morning in the cinema just watching several examples of black and white cinematography. And so some classical, some modern, some medium music video. and talking a lot about style and what mood you set when you make a film. Because we cinematographers, we speak to the director and they have lots of ideas and they're like this and we have to make them a reality. We have our own ideas, but they can sometimes not think about the technical aspects, like, yeah, and I want this, and then she's completely black, but we can just see her eye. Yeah, easy? No, it's not easy, but we can often solve it. Not always, but often.
And when you started at school, Olafur, you've gone to school almost 2 years now. Was it your idea to become a director when you started school, or what was your idea back then when you started?
When I started, I wanted to be a director, but I was open to learning everything. So I tested everything. And now I'm still on the director line. I like it.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you like also?
Cinematography is super fun. It's super fun to work with the camera. And you see things and get them in framed. It's nice.
And Emma? You just started school 6 months ago, but I can ask you anyway.
I think I was more on the producing path at first, but I was also very open because there's a lot of things I don't know about, like the camera and sound and everything. I do find myself enjoying directing, which I thought never would happen in a million years. So you can be surprised. But I'm still undecided. I'm letting the time show me.
That's a smart idea.
And Asta?
Yes. Should we move on?
Ja.
Yes. We haven't seen the school yet. So. Thank you, Lotta.
Oops. Nu får någon stå där nere.
We're entering the school premises. We've only been in the studio yet. But as I told you before, we always work in small groups. And every group get their own key to an office where you do your assignment for a week or 5-6 weeks. This is a typical student office to produce your film. It's because we want to imitate the professional world as much as possible. Typical production office, and we'll show you 15 more of those. This is one of the 2 student lounges where the students can heat their food or just have a coffee or have a meeting. So this is one of 2 student lounges. Yeah, it's heavily frequented for lunch every day. It's full of students here. Let's take a walk up the stairs. The main school is, so to speak. So this is the administration or reception area where students get help with paperwork or other questions that they have. Karin is there. Can you come out? I think there's so many people. Karin is the school coordinator. It's the most important spider in the spider web. How do you call it? Yeah, she will answer all questions about, for example, stipendium, student grants, or stuff like that. This is my office. It's always busy with students, but not right now. This is a typical production office. The international students are editing a project right now. We can't disturb them. They seem heavily invested. Another international group. This is the technical office where Tomio works, that is holding the camera. This is where students come if they have questions regarding editing or problems with the camera or challenges with lights. Or very important room for the students. There's a lot of small production offices for the small groups. And this is one of the meeting rooms. Sometimes there's a casting, sometimes there's a shoot in here. all rooms can be used for all purposes. And a few years ago, there was like a robbery. Do you remember the helicopter robbery? It's actually that glass piece on the roof that you see across the street. So that's called a protected object. So we can't actually shoot with a camera that way. It's forbidden to shoot that house or film that house. Just a fun fact, or not so fun, but it's a fact. Okay. More student lounges. Have to see how it's going. How is it going? Det går bra nu. They have a deadline on Friday, so they're busy. And this is our second student lounge. Anyone want some popcorn or soda or coffee? Please have a snack or something. And this is my good friend and the storytelling teacher at school, Frederick Hiller. He teaches in script writing and editing. We think that's very, very connected to each other. As I told you before, you tell the story when you write it and shoot it, and then when you edit it.
But I think it's important, even regardless of what discipline you want to work with the film industry, cinematography or set design, whatever, you need to appreciate story. All the best people I worked with, regardless of their department, are really good at story. The best visual effects people are totally focused on story. The best composers are focused on story. Story, regardless of the best costume designers. What can this costume tell us about how can this advance the story? How can this inform us about the characters and their lives and situations? So in the end, it all boils down to story. And so, the script, everything, all disciplines, which are super important, but all disciplines are downstreams from the script. That's where it starts. And then everything, the better you become at this. When you start out, you tend to be focused on your discipline. If you're a cinematographer, I want to create these beautiful images, then you're not that concerned with the story. But the more experienced you become, and the better you become at your specific function, the more you focus on the story.
And I believe that our school is popular. We are the only school in Sweden that has been awarded one of the best film schools in the world by both the Rap and Hollywood Reporter. So it's in Scandinavia, it's just we and the Danish Film School, that is a university. So we're really proud of that. I'm happy for everyone who works their butts off to make the school work. Pretty cool, no? For a small school in Midsommarkransen. And we've existed for a while, so we do have a few students that have gone there before. We have Oscar winners. We have a lot of Guldbagge, which is the Swedish awards.